The Caravan Channel. Sponsored by Adrian Flux Insurance.
Hello and welcome to the Caravan Channel, the show all about buying, owning and enjoying your caravan. Now the brolly's up, so it must be another one of our summer specials. And this time we're getting broody as we talk families. And that means caravans with lots of berths and cars with lots of seats. With that in mind, here's what we've got coming up in the show. I'll be taking a close look at a multi-berth caravan from the Explorer Group's 2016 portfolio and seeing how it compares to some of our favourite family tourers from the past 12 months. David Motton picks out his top 7-seater MPV tow car and also suggests an affordable alternative. And John Wickersham shows you how to salvage your precious caravan upholstery after an attack from your messy kids. I got to look at hundreds of new tourers last year during launch season, but one of my absolute favourites was the Explorer 526. So we already know that the Explorer Group's budget brand can produce a great family caravan. But what if you like the idea of the 526's fixed bunks and side dinette, but don't like the idea of its central washroom? Well, for 2016, Explorer has the answer, with this, the new Explorer 586. It features an end corner washroom and fixed bunks. From without, not much has changed. There are some fresh new graphics, and it's still a really good looking van, with some particularly nice detailing. Plus, it comes with the reassurance of the Eldis solid construction method, which comes with a 10-year anti-water ingress warranty. I must say I was sceptical of whether Explorer could pull off a van as good as the 526 again, but if anything, this 586 is even better. It feels much bigger inside for a start, and that's helped by the fact that there's no central washroom dominating the middle of the space. It's lovely and bright and light in here too, largely thanks to this pale woodwork, which means that even though there's no panoramic sunroof, it feels really super airy in here. This lounge will seat 6, and these sofas are long enough that kids should be able to use them as single beds. But pull out the slats beneath the central chest and it'll make an excellent sized double bed too. One of my favourite features is just on the other side there, storage for the table. It means you don't have to wander through the van to go and find it in the bathroom. Excellent. It's in the middle of the van that its family-friendly credentials really start to show. Generally, when you've got a large forward lounge and fixed bunks to the rear, the kitchen space is really squeezed, but actually it's not too bad. We've got a decent amount of preparation space, particularly if you keep the lids closed on the 3-burner hob and the sink. There are also a couple of sockets here, which is a fantastically generous provision in a budget van. Means you've got plenty of space for your kettle, your toaster and other paraphernalia. There are these whitewashed cabinets which contrast nicely with the cabinet work in the rest of the van. And check out these drawers. They've got proper positive catches and quality construction. There's a combined oven and grill and a good sized fridge. And on this side of the van, a really generous dinette area. Plenty big enough for the kids to use as a play space during the day. At night, the table drops down to form one bunk and another bunk folds out above it. And in this wardrobe here, you'll find a curtain to give the kids some privacy, and even a memory foam blanket instead of the usual build-it-yourself job. There are little privacy curtains for the rear bunks as well, which feature comfortable Ozio mattresses. And kids who like to make a den will love the fact that they can enclose the bunk completely. They get their own little reading light. However, kids who get a bit claustrophobic might not like having their head jammed down at the end alongside this rear washroom. As for the washroom itself, it feels remarkably spacious. There's not one but 2 bathroom cabinets, and there should be plenty of room for a family to use the shower and the loo and the sink all at once. As for the shower itself, it's the same circular unit used in some of the Explorer Group's more prestigious models, and should make the most of the new rapid heat whale heating system. So it feels well built, it's attractively finished, and it's remarkably spacious inside. So surely there's an elephant in the room in terms of price and weight. Well, not really. The MTPLM of this van is 1,350 kilos, which means it can be pulled by most normal family cars. And the price is £15,399, which, on the face of it, seems pretty good value to me. So, a great family layout. But one of the fantastic things about the British caravan industry is that if this floor plan doesn't appeal, there's bound to be another manufacturer with one that does. We've looked at dozens of fantastic family vans over the past 12 months, but two of our favourites offer great value as well as plenty of space: the Swift Freestyle S6 TD and the Adria Altea Tamar.
There was a time long, long ago when dealer special edition caravans weren't really all they could have been. Very often, in fact, they were little more than flock horror riots of crushed pink velour and dodgy decals. Certainly, you didn't always feel as though you were getting good value for money. But that's all changed since, of course. The market has changed completely, and buyers have changed with it. They're much more switched on and know a good or a bad deal when they see one. And that's where this caravan comes into play. It's called the Freestyle SE, and it's a range of Sprite-based special edition caravans built by Swift specially for Loudons here in the Midlands. This particular model, the S6 TD, is aimed squarely at budget-conscious families, and it comes with over £1,300 worth of additional kit over the standard van. Outside there's special edition alloys, an AKS hitch stabiliser, and exterior points for your gas barbecue and mains. Twin speakers fitted into the roof show that there's a fitted stereo in here as well. You can probably fit 5 or 6 people in here and maybe even sleep a couple overnight, although these single beds are really best suited to people under 6 foot. That said, the double bed is colossal. It's over 6 foot 8 inches long and is easily made up by pulling out some slats and flipping these cushions. If it's innovation you're looking for in this caravan, you need to come all the way out here, at the back. See what I mean? If you're 8 years old and are watching this, then you have our full permission to say wow really loudly, because this is a great place to be if you're a child. You've got your own fixed bunks, each with its own window and reading light. And then when you've finished in the daytime, you can come and sit here, play, plug in your MP3 player and stay well away from mum and dad. And there's more to this dinette than meets the eye. If you remove this table and swing out the bunk fitted against the wall, you've got your 5th and 6th berths. This is a proper bona fide 6-berth caravan. The Freestyle SE's wardrobe is of a surprisingly good size for such a compact caravan, although ultimate capacity is hampered a little by the presence of this table. We do like the fact that there's a separate storage area at the bottom of the wardrobe though, and the presence of a heating duct under there should help keep your clothing nice and warm in the winter months. The centre of this caravan is a bit of a corridor, and it really needs an extra light over the doorway area. It does feel a bit dark. But the kitchen itself is very impressive. There's loads of worktop and storage space, and the cooker is a full unitary item with a 3-burner hob and a separate oven and grill. This microwave oven, incidentally, is also part of the Freestyle SE pack. It's worth noting as well that this already well-endowed kitchen has an additional storage space in the form of this fold-up flap, although you do have to make sure that the person sitting on the settee next to it is moved out of the way first. And shame on you if you were expecting the washroom opposite to be some all-in-one pokey affair, because it isn't. In actual fact, it has a separate fully lined shower and loads of room around the toilet and wash basin area. The Freestyle SE may be based on an entry-level caravan, but many of the controls are pretty much the same as you'd get in a more premium priced product. The main control panel, for instance, is located here over the entrance door and offers at-a-glance information on the state of your battery and whether the plumbing is working. More importantly, on a day as cold as today, the controls for the heating and boiler are very simple to operate. It comprises a simple LCD panel with one button. Even I can understand it. To sum up then, there's a great deal to like about this compact 6-berther from Swift. It looks good, it's well equipped, and at a smidgen under £17,000, it's extremely good value for money. Better still, this caravan weighs just over 1,500 kilograms all up, which means you don't need a bus to pull it with either. So, Is this special edition genuinely special? I should say so.
Adria is the only continental manufacturer to produce vans specifically for the UK market. That means with the doors on the near side. So it's no great surprise to learn that they're Britain's biggest selling imported brand. In 2015, the Slovenian company marks its 50th anniversary, and they're celebrating with this, the new Altea. It's a 4-model range, and today we're looking at the 552 Tamar, which is an entry-level family van that's a direct rival for Sprite's Major 6. Like the Adora, it uses Adria's I-shaped design. The sidewalls are tough, dent-resistant polyester, and at the front and rear there are these ABS plastic modular panels, which should be cheap and easy to replace if you suffer a bit of a bump. Adria's logo has been redesigned for its 50th anniversary and is presented here in 3D form. But elsewhere you can tell this is a budget van. It doesn't have a sunroof, the sidewalls are pretty plain, and it's sitting on steel wheels. This hitch is pretty bare too, with no anti-snaking device. For the UK market though, it will have an AKS hitch stabiliser as part of the Golden Anniversary pack, along with a Truma Ultra Heat inside. There is one drawback just round here though. With the washroom positioned here on the near side, you'll have to take the cassette out through the awning to empty it. Adria believes that the traditional nuclear family is no more, so its layouts need to be flexible and responsive. The result is vans like this Tamar. It's all about space utilisation rather than decoration in here. Now not everyone's going to like that, but it does feel well made, and there's such a glorious sense of space you almost expect an echo. The same is true of this kitchen area. It feels almost Scandinavian in here. These drawers are massive, and soft closed in a budget van is a really classy touch. There's another massive cupboard above, and the cooking area is very different to the usual UK approach. There's a combined oven and grill sited at chest height, which makes perfect sense. And the hob burners are positioned in a line rather than crammed together in a square. There's a good sized fridge too, but on the downside there's no microwave, and even with this lid closed there isn't much worktop space. Unlike most British brands, the Altea doesn't have a central chest in the lounge, so you can sit 5 people in here. There is an occasional table mounted just behind me, but it's pretty flimsy, so probably best left kept stowed away, and instead you can just grab the freestanding table out of this cupboard just behind the sofa. The new soft furnishings are called Autumn Leaves. They look and feel quite modern, as does the entire interior actually, with its hidden catches and unadorned cabinetwork. It would have been nice to have a bit more light in here though. This front window isn't huge, and the Altea does without the Adora's rather nice sunroof. These berths slide down to form a big double bed. That's the first of the 2 berths available in this van. Another 2 can be formed from this useful dinette area. The lower one is formed by sliding the chairs down, and the upper bunk folds out from behind. And back here there are a further 2 fixed bunks. Or if you're travelling with loads of kids, for an extra £295 you can specify a 3rd, making this a 7-berth van. And if you're in any doubt that this area is designed specially for kids, take a look at that rather natty little nightlight. Also at the back of the van, there's this whopping great wardrobe, which complements the storage available in the overhead and underbunk lockers. Perhaps the only part of this caravan that doesn't really feel spacious is the washroom, but I guess something has to give. That said, Adria's clever ergo design makes the most of the room available. There's a big bathroom cabinet and a nifty drop-down sink, so while it never feels exactly roomy, nor is it cramped. We like the stylish fittings in here too, though we'd have preferred a fully lined shower cubicle. This is a true no-nonsense van. There are no bells and whistles inside or out, but there's pretty much everything that you could need. It's not a caravan that's going to appeal to the traditional British buyer who's looking for a bit of luxury, but there's a clear market for people who want something totally different. Let's call them the flat pack generation. And those are the people who are going to appreciate its value for money and its clever space optimisation inside. For once, I'm struggling to pick a van of the week from that little lot because different layouts suit different families. But I think if you push me for its sense of space and its quality feel, I'll have to go for the Explore. Now we're going to take a short break now, but don't go away, because when we come back, David Motton will be bringing you the perfect partner for your perfect family van. I'll see you in just a few minutes.
Adrian Flux Insurance, proud sponsors of the Caravan channel.